Abu Bakr Salim, the game director for Tales of Genzera Zhao, previously claimed that the game's sales were great. However, just a month later, Surgent Studios, the company that developed the game, is laying off its employees. Another absolute failure for Sweet Baby Inc., proving that gamers are uninterested in games that Sweet Baby Inc. and its woke agenda are part of. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. And this was initially reported by Minimal Effort. Shout out to him. He's over at YouTube. If you aren't subscribed to him, go check him out. Does great work over there. But he reported that numerous Surgent Studios employees announced they had been laid off on LinkedIn earlier today. Here are a number of them. Joe Philpott, he wrote this. He's a 3D environment artist, or was a 3D environment artist at Surgent Studios. He says, unfortunately, I have been affected by the layoffs at Surgent Studios. If you or anyone you know is looking for a 3D artist, 3D environment artist with 3+ years of experience and multiple shipped projects and games in VR, I would love to talk more. Jordan Smee, a former technical artist, wrote this. Well, it looks like I'm joining all the people affected by industry layoffs this year, and I am now seeking technical art and environment art positions. If anyone in my network is aware of any openings or can offer any guidance or help in getting me to my next steps, I would sincerely appreciate it. Looking to start ASAP or as close to that as possible. Pete Brisborn, he was a former level designer at Surgent. He says, hello. The chapter entitled Pete Works at Surgent Studios is coming to a close at the end of the month. If you're looking for a remote game level content designer with technical Unreal and Unity experience who is quick to learn and whose favorite ice cream flavor is pineapple, then drop me a message. Thanks. Philip Smee, he was a producer at Surgent Studios. He also announced he was being laid off. He wrote this. I'm another casualty of the Wild West industry that is video game development. I am open to project management roles within the tech and digital industries, down to chat about any other roles I can help fill. I'd be extremely curious to I'd be extremely curious, so send me a message and we can chat. No expectations your side. So all of these layoffs come just a month after the game's director, Abu Bakr Salim, claimed the game sales were fine. And after he painted himself as a diversity victim, as well as announcing a deep discount on the game. Did it in this video here. Not going to play it. Covered in a previous video. But I will have the link to this article in the description below. So if you want to listen to what he has to say, you can. But we will cover this thread that he posted on X, trying to clarify the video. And he specifically addressed why he was discounting the game and what the sales were. So this is what he initially said. Why drop the price of your game? And he says, it's our way of making a statement in the face of targeted harassment. When you hear the word diversity, we always think about race or gender as the only factors. This is a very narrow and honestly uneducated interpretation of what diversity can mean. Diversity is also incredibly closely linked to our socioeconomic positions and the issues we face globally. Diversity can also encompass people who struggle with the pressures of ensuring that there is enough food on the table, a roof over families' heads, and all the other elements that are vital to day-to-day comfort and survival, many of which people take for granted because they haven't had similar challenges. As a business owner at this stage, the pricing of Zao is the only aspect I can use to take action. Even this is a difficult thing to orchestrate, especially while being respectful to our partners. Lowering the price of a game is much easier said than done. It's a miracle we were able to action this so soon, and it's largely thanks to the efforts and support of many people on our side and the publishing side. So that was his explanation. Don't really buy it at all. I think the game sales were absolutely atrocious, and they thought that if they lowered the price point, they'd get more sales and potentially make up for the higher price point that was getting no sales. I don't think it has anything to do with any kind of targeted harassment campaign because it didn't exist. People were just pointing out that you were a former business partner with the Sweet Baby Inc. co-founders, which we'll get to, and that your game consulted with Sweet Baby Inc. You literally paid them to help develop the game, which we'll get to that as well. He also addressed this, saying the game isn't selling well. He wrote, the game isn't selling well. Also false. I've addressed this on an AMA Reddit. The numbers, some are circulating, are a fraction of our actual playership. and they're being shared in bad faith by people who are wanting to provide proof that their harassment campaign has been successful in punishing us for daring to take up space. No, people are boycotting you because you're pushing a woke agenda and you worked with Sweet Baby Inc. It has nothing to do with you taking up space, which is just a ridiculous comment in the first place. Doesn't even make any sense. It's ridiculous. So if you actually want to know what he said on Reddit, he didn't really provide any explanation on that either. I posted this back in June, asking him to show the actual sales numbers, because his post on Reddit doesn't show anything. But this is what he wrote. It was a busy time. We did good, though, saying that the sales did good, right? That's why they're laying off people a month later. It helps being on multiple platforms. It's also about longevity and continuing forward. The more people share and talk about the game, the more it snowballs. So yeah, we hope to continue building. Well, they're clearly not going to be building anything as they let go of all the people that actually do the building. And so the game sales were not fine. They're not fine. We know this now because of the layoffs. We already kind of knew this. So you just look at the Steam DB chart here. The peak concurrent was when it released in April at 287. Even after he played his victim routine and lowered the price. I'm not sure if it actually lowered on Steam. I know when he posted that, it hadn't lowered on Steam, and it was only lowered on like the Nintendo eStore. But even then, in June, when he did all of this stuff, the peak concurrent only hit 47, and that was like on June 15th. So maybe that's when it did get discounted. Again, I don't know if it did or not. He talked about getting it discounted. It was not discounted at the beginning of June. I know that. But even in the middle of June, it was like June 15, it hit 47. If you look at the last 24 hours, only 28 peak concurrent players. So abysmal. I mean, you look here at the owner estimations here, 13.5 from VG Insights, 15 from Game Analytic, and then 16.2 thousand from Play Tracker. So terrible sales. And as I noted, Sweet Baby Inc. was involved in this game. It was added to the Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam curator list by Cabrutus Rambo. It's also on his DEI detected list. And it's because Sweet Baby Inc. announced in January in their newsletter that they had worked on the game. They wrote this: our friends at Surgent Studios dropped the trailer for their upcoming action-adventure platformer, Tales of Kenzera Zhao. We had the utmost pleasure of working with Abubakar Salim and the Surgent team on this poignant story, which has been heavily inspired and influenced by Bantu mythology. We know you're going to love it as much as we do. And then kind of gives a brief description of the game. So they confirmed they worked on the game. And we also know that he was a partner with the founders of Sweet Baby Inc., David Bedard and Kim Belair, alongside Sweet Baby Inc. employee and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League writer Amy Lee Shaw. He's a partner in this company called Bebe Sucre, which literally translates from French to English as Sweet Baby. Like, literally can't make it up. And here is the initial shareholders filing. He's right there as a partner, Abubakar Salim. He did eventually resign. Interestingly, he resigned on March 12th, which was the height of the backlash against Sweet Baby Inc. So I don't know why he resigned. Don't have any details, but the fact that he resigned at the height of Sweet Baby Inc. backlash in March indicates he kind of knew that being associated with Sweet Baby Inc. might hurt the sales of his upcoming game. And that's exactly what it did, which I think we now have proof, given that we have all of these people being laid off, seeking employment, no longer working at Surgent Studios. They're no longer building anymore. So this is more proof that Sweet Baby Inc. kills video game developers. Gamers are not interested in this stuff, and they're not going to spend their money on it. So this is a warning. This is another warning to all of these video game companies that are embracing this woke ideology, pushing this. Microsoft, Xbox, Activision, BioWare. If you're pushing this stuff, your game is going to fail. Gamers have had enough of this. They're not interested in this. They're not interested in your unnatural, disgusting, and evil woke ideology. And they're not going to be spending money on people that hate them. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.